Hey kids, welcome to another episode of Let's Draw! Today we're going to be doing some Dynamite doodling! For our artwork this week, we're going to use our 3 levels of drawing. Now, as you can see, I haven't got any color elements, it's all just black and white. So it's going to be a little bit differently how we use our 3 levels of drawing this week. So just using black marker, at level 1 we're going to have our basic doodling drawing. At level 2 we're going to start to add in some more finer detail, and then at level 3 we'll add in some more shading and things in the background. So remember, you can choose what level of artwork you want to take yours to. Level 1, just the basic drawing. Level 2, adding in a little bit more detail. Or level 3, finishing it off with some of those darker elements and contrast in the background. Alright, so let's take a look at what we're going to need today. For today, I've used a colour pencil and some black markers. You could use a grey lead if you like, or whatever you've got available at home. Okay. Who's ready to draw? I know I am. Say it with me then. 1, 2, 3, let's draw! Alrighty, so for our doodling at level 1, we're going to be sketching out just our basic drawing. So we're not going to be adding in too much detail at level 1. Now I'm going to start off by using a light coloured pencil to sketch everything out first before I start to go over it using our black markers. So I'm drawing my doodling coming up from the corner of the page. If you want to have yours coming from the center or from the side, that's completely okay. So starting off with this funky little character here who's wearing this little skull mask, and he's going to be a hairy little critter. So I'm just drawing some sort of curved lines for some hair around the outside of the body. So from here, I'm now going to draw a curved shape. Now what's really cool about doodling is that you can draw any sort of shape at all and turn it into anything that you like. So by drawing a simple curved sort of oval shape, I've got another one here. This time I'm going to add on some horns and some sort of angry eyes. So when you're doing your doodling, you sort of just relax your brain, relax your hand, and just sort of go with whatever comes out. So adding in some little details on the horns here, add some little lines as well. I've got a nice big curved line again. I'm going to draw some funky eyes on this little one. Sort of got crazy derpy eyes, but he's happy. Some little hair on the back of his head. Another bigger oval shaped here. And this one's going to have a mustache. Draw some curved lines for eyes, and he's also going to have a crown with a nice big gem in the middle. So another oval curved shape here, and this one's just going to have the one eye. And some pointy teeth. And a bit of an antenna. There's lots and lots of really great doodling ideas. So if you just go to Google Images and type in doodling, you'll see lots of really cool, funky ideas for your own little doodling characters.
Remember, you don't have to do the same as what I'm doing. I'm just sort of drawing things down, so you can copy mine if you like, but if you want to give yours different sorts of faces, or if you want to create your own little doodling characters, then absolutely go for it. So I've got a little love heart doodle character here, with some little love heart eyes, and I'm going to give her some little piggy tails. One more that I'm going to add in here. This one's a bit of a concerned doodle. He's a bit worried. I'm going to give him a little bowler hat as well. So remember, as we're drawing, this is our basic level 1 drawing. So I've used a color pencil. I'm now going to use a black marker to start to add in all of our outlining. So in a moment I'll speed the video up and I'll sketch out all the rest of that. Remember, as you're drawing, if you need to pause the video, pause it, draw it little bit by bit, and then unpause and watch, and then you can keep repeating that process. So it makes it a lot easier by just pausing the video, taking a breath, draw out a little bit, and then resume. So I'm using a thicker black marker now to add in our outlining. This is our level 1, is just our basic doodling, and then when we get into our level 2, we'll start to add in some more detail. But what you can do is, remember, you get to choose how much detail you add in. So at any stage you can sort of finish up your drawing if you're happy with that, or you can follow on and keep adding in some more detail. As you're following along with my outlining, you will see that I will thicken up quite a few lines, so sort of mainly thickening up the outside of our little characters, and adding in some shading as well in different sections. So with that other one, I shaded in the eyes. I will shade in the mouths of a lot of them as well. By adding in that thicker black marker, as I'm doing here, it creates a little bit more contrast and helps for things to stand out. So in particular, that's why I'm really thickening up the outside of our little doodling characters, so that they sort of stand out a little bit more. If all our lines are sort of the same thickness, nothing really stands out, and it makes it sort of hard to work out what's what. So by doing that, we create that contrast and we make things stand out. So as you can see in a moment here, I'm going to start to add in some other details as well. So as I just finish off outlining our little kingly mustache creature, add in some shading here on his stash. And I'm going to add in some sort of fur, so adding in a little bit of texture as well. So by adding in some of that texture, adding in thicker lines, you can already see that the little characters are really starting to stand out, and their little personalities are coming out as well. So I'll finish up our outlining and then we'll get into our level 2. Alrighty, so at level 2, I'm going to use a thin fine liner now to start to add in a lot of little finer detail. So adding in little cross-hatching lines, adding in some smaller details. By using a thin marker or a thin fine liner, we can add in a lot of little details that will help stand out from our thicker lines that we used with the previous marker. So adding in a little bits of texture, adding in some different shapes. All these little marks help create that contrast between each ones. So adding in some little cross hatching lines as well creates some shading also. So I'll continue to do that throughout. So this is our level 2, adding in some small finer detail. So you can see here I'm using my thick black marker just to add in a little bit more darker shading in some of those spaces in between. So again, this is creating that contrast and will help the different drawings stand out from each other. So really important that when we're doing our doodling, we don't want everything to blend in together. So that's why I will have in certain sections colored in black, and certain sections will just have the thinner lines. So it all sort of helps everything stand out and not sort of blend in together. And that will pretty much bring us to the end of level 2. Alrighty, here we go. Level 3 is our background shading. So, using my black marker, my thicker black marker, I'm going to add some black shading around my doodling little characters. Now, I'm not going all the way to the line. I'm going to leave a bit of a white border around each one so that they still stand out. So I'm not going all the way up to the line, so I'm leaving a bit of a space in between so that each character still sort of will stand out from the background. I'm not colouring in the whole sheet either, so I'm just going to have a bit of a thicker black border around each one, and that's it, we're done!
How did you go with your Dynamite doodling? What level did you make it up to? Did you just stick with the basic level 1? Did you add in some more detail at level 2? Or did you go all the way and add in that shading in the background at level 3? I can't wait to see yours. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you've got a really awesome idea that you'd like to see me draw in a future episode, then drop a comment below. As always, stay creative.